Was ever woman in this humour wooed? Was ever woman in this humour won? I'll have her, but I will not keep her long. Upon my life she finds, although I cannot, myself to be a marvellous and proper man.
Did you do any research on like other female actresses in the industry who have played male roles in Shakespeare?
Yeah, that was one of my first points of call. I just really wanted to see how other female actresses have kind of tackled that issue, because you don't want the fact that it's a woman playing such a strong male role to distract from the piece itself. So I watched Fiona Shaw doing Richard II, and honestly was like instantaneously like blown away by how much poise she had. And you didn't even think of the fact that it was a woman playing a man. She was just majestic, and I kind of fell in love with her straight away. I think the key is to not try and like hide your sexuality. Like I've often found they've kind of downplayed any sense of femininity in the role, but there's just a sense of real presence and power.
Shakespeare writes these incredibly human characters. It doesn't matter about the gender, does it?
Totally. That's the one thing I wanted to get out of my portrayal of Richard, was to be like, I don't want that, women and men are capable of feeling exactly the same things. Like all of the things Richard experiences throughout the piece, it's totally realistic that, especially in the era that we're presenting the piece, that a woman would feel these things. So I just really hope that the audience can connect with that, and don't let the fact that it's a woman playing Richard be a barrier to the story.
I read this article that the Guildford Shakespeare Company wrote.
Oh, they're brilliant.
So good. And they said, let's never be too reverential of Shakespeare. Otherwise we risk diminishing this clever and outspoken modern playwright to being banished to a traditional setting that he didn't write for.
And I think that's one of the difficulties with Shakespeare at the minute, is people feel like they either have to modernise it and change it entirely, or stick to the kind of classic roots as Shakespeare has always kind of been performed.
Yeah.
And I think the text is so human and always has been. It just explodes out of any kind of restriction. This is a character that, especially because they have a physical deformity,
he's discounted because of his deformity. Which is
Totally,
so interesting
yeah.
when you bring that back to women.
Yeah.
Being a woman
And that's
changes
the
the
thing.
opportunities that you're given, which I guess is kind of what Richard is trying to battle against.
That's the thing. Richard's the youngest child of the York family. They've grown up not only with that kind of limiting status, but also this deformity, which people totally dismiss Richard as, you do not have the power to accomplish this. You have a specific place which is outside of the public eye that you must remain, confined in. I initially thought it'd be really difficult to like apply the text to Richard as a woman, but it really isn't.
So do you think the women in the play have the same kind of power as Richard?
This is the thing, and back when Shakespeare was performed in kind of Jacobean England, the company was like entirely men. I think the women's position throughout Shakespeare's plays has always been limited by gender, which is extremely unfortunate because he does create such powerful women. The comparison between Richard and Margaret is one that I really like to look at, because Margaret is one who is completely focused on seizing and maintaining power. And because of her gender, she's completely dismissed by the political circle she's in. And Richard kind of looks at Margaret and goes, okay, I see you, I recognise that you're like me, but you'll never achieve what I can achieve because I can rise above that.
Obviously, because our Richard III is set in Russia in the 1990s. So how has that kind of changed your thoughts on how to portray Richard?
If you look at the kind of the oligarchs and Putin, there's no prominent female figures there. And I think that adds to the reason why Richard is so dangerous, that they've been able to infiltrate that system and eventually, potentially, overcome it. Thank you for watching. Please support us in Richard III, because it's going to be incredible. I'm so excited to get it in the theatre.
Go buy your tickets, and happy International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day! Bye!